The area of Shanghai where I live, Lingang, is a pretty new one. And for that reason, Lingang is very much under construction. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm seeing 14 cranes here. That's assuming I didn't accidentally count any of them twice. Or miss any, for that matter. This is a fairly common sight in China in general, and has been pretty much since the opening up and reform policies, which began around 1978. But this area is particularly full of construction since it is so new. If you search for Lingang on YouTube, right now the top result is one of my videos. I stress right now, I have no idea how long the algorithm gods are going to favor me that way, but for now I've got that. If you look a few videos down, you get a really interesting older one about Lingang, China's ghost city on the coast. That's not an accurate description, but it was back when this video was made in 2014. Since then, it's grown a lot. And so, as you can see, they're still trying to make it grow today with all this construction going on now. Construction and scaffolding all over. Though these ones here look like they're temporary structures for the company doing the construction. Oop. And there's the gate that goes into the construction site. Just closed. I've seen it open a few times when people were going in and out with building materials, supplies, that kind of thing. We'll be able to see more, I think, of what's in there when we go up higher a bit later. But yeah, construction is ongoing always here. This was not really fully constructed when I got here. I mean, it was mostly fully constructed, but very little was open in it. Like this McDonald's. The McDonald's was not yet open. Nor did it have this thing. I'm not sure if that's a dog tail or a giant poop, but whatever it is, it wasn't there when I first came here. Over there in the distance, you can see fully completed housing developments. Here, buildings under construction. Shopping, and way off there, those red bricks, more fully completed housing. Now we're up on the third floor of a building across the way. Those red brick housing developments again. And over here is the construction site. And as you can see, it looks very much like a construction site. Behind it, the completed housing developments. It looks to me like the buildings in this one are in mixed states right now, in that seems like these buildings closer to the front, like near that number 15 off there, are still pretty low, but they've got some much closer to finished ones in the back. From the pictures I've seen, I'm assuming that these are going to be more housing developments. But I don't know for sure that that's true, as opposed to being like commercial space or something like that. And yeah, all the cranes. Over on this side, we've got some pictures here to say perhaps what it might be supposed to look like. Or not. It's not entirely clear to what extent these are the actual plans and to what extent this might be more just a general idea of what it might kind of look like, or if perhaps some of these are projects elsewhere. Like this one would appear to be a project from elsewhere. Because up here in the corner I've got the Chinese characters for Wenzhou, which is not in Shanghai, that's in Zhejiang province, to the south of Shanghai. But this at least gives something of an idea of the kind of things they are going to be trying to build here. Let's head for another new site, this one in a somewhat different stage of its development. This construction site here, as you can see, the buildings are a little taller here, perhaps a bit more finished. Otherwise, it does look a lot the same. Cranes, clearly unfinished buildings with scaffolding around them. But we will be able to see something here that we didn't see before. Gonna have to go across the road and go a little further to show you that, though. They're very much already promoting this development. This is not the development, though. This is the Hong Kong skyline. Logan Group is one of the top 18 real estate companies in China. They translated or transliterated Logan as Longguang, which, if you were to break that down, literally means dragon light. But really it just is a way of trying to turn Logan, approximate that sound in Mandarin. Ooh, this construction gate here is partway open so we can see what they're building a bit. I wonder how close I can get without someone telling me to get away. Here's where the workers come in. You can see they've got a place you can scan your card and apparently Face ID here too, to make sure that the people who come in here are all authorized to do so. Yeah, these buildings have already been built up pretty tall. Most of what we've seen here is really not too different from what we saw at the other site. But here's something a bit different. You'll notice they've got these banners here to promote this development. And up here is something perhaps even more important. Up here, a show building. A show building where they can promote this development to potential buyers. And here, you can see they try to make it look pretty cool and beautiful to get you in a mode of, oh, this is going to be a great place. I want to buy. And I was going to say they forgot to take down their Christmas decorations, but I'm noticing the Chinese character Fu in there. And that's a Chinese New Year thing, so I guess that now they have Chinese New Year baubles too. Look at this. It looks like a whale with a blowhole on the top. Too cool. I wonder if they'll welcome me inside to have a look. So you can see they have a lot of buildings here in this development, in this model of it. And all the ones with this red sign on them are fully sold already. And they're going to build a shopping mall here. Looks like this will be a really interesting development. They already want people buying. even though it's not complete, people buy it up really early in China. And they got this place to entertain potential buyers. Back there, they've even got alcohol. It says Japanese whiskey. They really want to give people a pleasant impression of this place so that they'll be in a buying mood. Another thing I noticed, at the door they have to check your temperature just like is normal around here during the pandemic. And I assume that they also require masks because the person who checks your temperature has also got masks right there. So I assume they don't want to have to turn anybody away while also being able to enforce a mask mandate, so they've got them for you if you need them. Here a display showing the infrastructure available, including up here you can see line 16 of the metro and Dishui Lake. They actually sent someone up to me who speaks English to try to really give me the hard sell. Really want to know, oh, what do you want to buy? And I was like, I'm not really in a place to buy another house right now. I say another, we actually do own one in Guangdong. And so I've been in a building like this before when we went to get that one. It's in Guangdong, and we bought it just before we left there. Not actually in Guangzhou, but pretty close to Guangzhou Baiyun International Airport. Buying real estate is a big deal here. It's still one of the main ways Chinese people invest. A lot of people don't trust the stock market here, so real estate is a really big deal. Some of you may have heard of China's famous ghost town. It's not really a ghost town, just like this one isn't really one. But it's a place called Kangbashi in Ordos City, which is in Inner Mongolia. And just to be clear, Inner Mongolia is a province of China, not part of Mongolia. Well, even though not very many people live there, it's well below the capacity it was designed to accommodate. The apartments there are largely all owned. Because buying real estate is just such a big deal here, people will buy it, even if they don't intend to live in it right away. It's just such an important part of investment here. And here it is from the other side of the road. I believe these buildings are always intended to be shorter, just from the model I saw in there. And yeah, even though these buildings here are not even finished, many of them do not have any apartments in them still available to buy. Many of these are completely sold out. And the ones that aren't sold out, from what the person who gave me the sales pitch told me, it sounded to me like many of them are not sold out because they haven't actually been opened up for buying yet. So, yeah. The real estate market in China is something else. Let's just say that. These buildings seem a good deal more completed. Much less scaffolding and much more clearly poured concrete. Oh, it's green. In any case, I think I've made my point clear enough. Lingang, here in Shanghai, is a quickly growing area that I can only assume will continue to grow as China continues to urbanize and possibly as more people flee the cost of the central city here in Shanghai. I expect it will grow long after I'm gone from this place. Hope you enjoyed this little look at how this area is growing. And if you did like it, and you'd like to see more about my life in China, this would be a great time to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching. See you all next time. Bye!